design automatically creates an impression of quality of a superior product, and it creates that first impression in your customer's eyes. So therefore it is really important, and we've seen that shift in customer in business, in entrepreneurs mindsets also.
Welcome to the My Future Business Show, where we get you in front of your best audience and keep you there. Not only are we interviewing the biggest names in business to help you become even more successful, we're inviting you to book your spot on the show to help you grow your business. So at the end of the call, make sure you fill in the interview application form at myfuturebusiness.com/interviews. Hello and welcome back to the My Future Business Show. It's Rick Nusky here. I'm the host of the show. Now today I'm on the line with Rahul Aggarwal, and he is a co-founder of a company called Design Hill. And on today's show, Rahul and myself, we're going to be spending some time talking about future opportunities for AI-powered and DIY tools in design, along with a host of other very interesting topics. Now, with all that being said, welcome to the show, Rahul.
Thank you so much, Rick. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm really looking forward to having this conversation today with you.
Absolutely. As you and I were talking about prior to the call, Rahul, I was checking out Design Hill. I was checking out your LinkedIn profile, and we have a lot to unpack on today's call. And I'd love to start, if we could, talking a little bit about, I guess, more about your recreational side. Given we always like to talk about people's, I guess, recreational side away from businesses, because businesses are run by people, and if people are worn out and they're tired, I guess it would be a struggle to run a business. Do you have much time away from Design Hill to refresh your batteries?
There are two ways of answering this. If I have to answer that, do I have enough time away from Design Hill? I would frankly say no, because, it's on my mind, and it's something that is just, there all the time. So even if not working officially as in, during office hours, but there's still something on the other which is, going through my mind, or we're just chatting with our colleagues on our different groups on WhatsApp or Slack or whatever communication tools we use. However, having said that, I would say that, it's really imperative for any entrepreneur, or in fact any professional, to really have some time off, because I think it's really important to to have a proper work-life balance. That you can focus your energies better at what you do, and I do my bit. I have my things that I focus on, that I do, that sort of give me that meditative feeling where I'm just disconnected with my work, with my phone. Because especially with with all these smartphones these days, you can't just switch off. It's impossible. You're on your phone all the time. If you look at our screen times these days, it's shooting up to 7, 8 hours, 10 hours a day. And in fact, that's one of my New Year resolutions this year, that I want to reduce my screen time to less than 5 hours a day.
Well, look, I'd love to talk a little bit more about technology as we work our way through today's call. I'm sure it's going to be packed full of great content, but there's been a lot that's happened in the last 12 months. We've had the pandemic, and it's affected everybody globally, and I'd love to talk about how that's affected technology and where AI powered fits into all of this. But if we could, I'd love to give the My Future Business audience some context about your journey as an entrepreneur. How was it that you got to become an entrepreneur?
I think it's, I would not like to put it down to genes, because, we are like, me and my brother, we are like, we both are the co-founders of Design Hill, and we started this company together in 2014-15. But, come from a line of entrepreneurs, we're third generation entrepreneurs that way. And it's something I think that, we were just really passionate about. We wanted to do something on our own. We wanted to, create a business that, is just not for 1 year or 2 years, or not for a moment, but it's, we wanted to build something which was more of a legacy business, and Design Hill sort of came out as an opportunity, out of a need, in fact, that both of us were facing. I'm the elder brother. I came back from university obviously earlier, and when I joined a family business, I was having a hard time finding great designers, working with agencies to get some design work done. And on the other hand, my younger brother Varun, who's also the co-founder of Design Hill, he's a really creative guy, and he was always working, as a passion, as a hobby, as a freelancer. And he was facing all types of problems like getting paid on time, getting good jobs, from international clients. And when we came together, to be really honest with you, it just sort of clicked. We both had issues. We both had problems that we were facing on the other side, on the opposite sides. And we just felt that this was something that had a great potential, not only in that moment, but at a global level and for a long time. And ever since then, we've just been trying to solve different issues with regards to design work, whether that's freelancing, whether that's DIY tools, trying to make design affordable, accessible to
Mm.
everybody, whether that's a work from home mom or a multinational organization. And I'm quite proud to say that we worked and served everybody.
Yes, it's definitely a credit to you, and we're going to talk about what it was like with the awards that you'd achieved in a moment. But I also like to bring some balance to what it really means to be an entrepreneur, because oftentimes we hear about all the success stories, but if we could, I'd love to learn about some of the struggles and what you did in terms of your mindset when things weren't going so great.
To be really honest with you, you have an up and down journey almost every day of your life as an entrepreneur.
Mm.
I really not say that, oh, I'm having a great day today or a great week or a great month. You can't consistently have that as an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship is so dynamic. The business world is changing every day. And you mentioned earlier, we've had the pandemic last year, and so many things changed. The way businesses work changed. And so we've had to obviously make a lot of changes, adopt very quickly to a lot of new things. And I think that's the life of an entrepreneur. That's everyday life of an entrepreneur. You have hardships, and we've had a number of hardships. I mean, when we started the business, we set out to build a global business, catering to customers all over the world. And as an Indian company with very little or no technology background, it was a huge challenge for us to really build that trust, to learn everything on our own, because a lot of it was a self-learning process. And it's very tedious. For the first couple of years, we were just so hard for us that every day felt like a failure. And but I'm glad that we persevered, and we fought it through. And I think that's one of the most key elements, for entrepreneurs, that if you really believe, and if you worked it out, and you're really confident in your business plan, in your thought process, and it's a validated concept, then I think sooner or later you'll get that success. But you just have to keep grinding. You have to keep working at it. And I think that's one of the most key attributes anybody who's looking to venture into entrepreneurship can have. You just have to keep persevering and keep trying. And I think then the doors just open for you.
They do. They just swing open after time. It's a credit to you, and thank you for sharing some sage advice there. Now, I know also that you have an interest in investing. What type of investing are you involved with?
So, being a technology company, and, we're sort of like a startup, isn't it? But just because of the fact that we've scaled and grown and we are bootstrapped, so we don't like to call ourselves as a startup anymore, because,
Hmm.
we scaled enough. But as a passion, as a genuine interest in understanding new businesses, new technologies that are coming up, so we started venturing, and we started investing into, as angel investors, into various startups over the last few years. Till date, we've done about a dozen investments. Some of them have been successful, some of them have not been that successful. But the best part about this is that you get to meet your peers in the industry. You get to learn a lot. You understand what are the new trends that are coming up. And I think that's really important, to stay relevant,
Hmm.
to understand what's happening. Because what really happens is that when you're in your own bubble, when you're doing your thing, the same routine, you're following the same routine day in, day out, you sort of get lose touch with the outside world. And I think it's really important, because we live in a very dynamic world, a very fast paced world, where things are changing at an exponential pace, from week to week. So we know it's really important to be out there and to understand. I think, and we just found this to be a great way where we could, not only help other entrepreneurs but also learn on our own about the latest trends and technologies that are coming up.
Thank you again for sharing. Never has there been a more important time and opportunity for someone like yourself to back young entrepreneurs who are coming through the ranks, and that's primarily who we will have listening to tonight's call. So thank you very much for sharing. Now, you have been featured in Entrepreneur magazine, and you've also been recognized as the world's #1 creative marketplace for designers and entrepreneurs. Now, they're not small accolades, they're quite significant things. Can we talk about what it was like to be interviewed for Entrepreneur magazine and being awarded this world's #1 creative marketplace?
Obviously we're really grateful to the Entrepreneur magazine for, giving us those recognitions. And it's sort of, is what we really feel is that it's sort of a testament to the hard work that our entire team has put in, because being in India, we're serving customers in more than 60 countries. We have over 200,000 creatives from over 180 countries. And, we provide round the clock services. So, for all our customers, we have 24/7 live chat support, round the clock, 365 days a year.
Mm-hmm.
And, these things are I think, have what really led us to succeed in a way. They've been a large contributor. And I think these recognitions sort of give us that confidence that, what we've done or achieved till now, we are getting recognized for it, but also it motivates us a lot more to, to carry on our journey and our path, and to reach or fulfill the ambitions that we have, the dreams that we have of taking Design Hill all over the world, and making it a go-to platform for anything creative or design for everybody. And I think it's good to aim high. I think that's really important, because if you aim high, and not that very few people obviously are of that category, that Bill Gates or Elon Musk, but end of the day, that if you aim high enough, you'll reach high enough. Because if you don't aim high enough, how are you going to really accomplish anything? So that's something that's really important. And I think that these awards basically motivate us, that we are on the right path, and and we should carry on doing what we're doing.
Thank you again. Now, you were also awarded the Creative Startup and Rising Entrepreneur in 2019. Is that an individual award? And if so, was there any part of your team that helped you achieve that award?
So the Creative Startup of the Year is for Design Hill. We were awarded in the category of as the #1 creative startup for 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's largely because of the fact that we are actually disrupting the design space in a very different way. Because not only do we have freelancers on our platform, and hundreds and thousands of those that are available for businesses, professionals to source any kind of creative work on our platform, but we've also invested hugely into DIY tools and artificial intelligence, machine learning, to basically make quality design accessible to all. And then we've completed that cycle with having a complete integrated printing services, where if you're getting anything designed on a platform, or you're sourcing any designs on our platform, you can actually get them printed and delivered to your doorstep. So we complete that journey for a user, where they don't have to go on anywhere. What we believe is that we be your creative partner in your entrepreneurial journey, and where you leave your design work to us, to your printing work to us, and and you focus on your core functions and your energies. Because end of the day, entrepreneurs have limited time and energy,
Oh, yeah.
and we want to take care of everything else for them, and go on and do their jobs.
Now, you're trusted, just to give some context to the call, Rahul, you're trusted by hundreds of thousands of businesses, including the BBC, Deloitte, Microsoft, Ticketmaster, WinZip. These top tier organizations are very well known household brands. So, anybody who's listening to the call right now. Take notice of this call because Design Hill are certainly a place to go to get all of this sort of work done. Now, Rahul, you've talked a little bit about AI powered technology. I think it's very important for us to break it down to its basic components by, I guess, asking you, what is our AI powered technology and how does it work?
It's very interesting. See, because what is artificial intelligence? It's sort of, if I have to make it, spell it out very simply, it is sort of a replication of how a human mind would think, and you replicate that in an automated manner through software or a technology, isn't it? I mean, that's artificial intelligence because,
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to put the way a human would think, and you're trying to replicate that into a algorithm and in a technological manner. Now, in terms of design, the how we've leveraged AI and machine learning is that because we've served thousands and thousands of customers, hundreds and thousands of customers over the last few years. So we sort of and we were very always very data centric. So
Yeah.
we would ask our customers what were their industries, what were their budgets, what kind of colors different businesses are liking, what are the sort of shapes and sizes and fonts. So there are a number of attributes that go into a design, isn't it? I mean, if you really break it down, there are maybe 20, 25 different elements and attributes that go into a particular design. And so we sort of broke all our data down into those, and whatever we didn't have, we got it from our customers or our designers. And then we collated all of that, and we sort of created an algorithm where we understood that okay, if you own a restaurant and and you are into Thai food, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So based on historical trends, based on user preferences, based on on the purchase history of our customers, or the design creation history of our designers, what are the sort of designs that generally a restaurant owner who has a Thai restaurant would like, right?
Yeah.
And so our system would on its own, basis on those inputs and certain inputs that we take from every customer when they come on a platform who are using our AI tools. We ask them to give us two or three questions, basically. It's hardly a half a minute process. But our system runs those numbers at the back, and it's able to basically spell out hundreds and thousands of designs within a few minutes for every customer. And these are unique to every customer. So it's not like, the same, if two people are from the same industry and trying to get a design for the same topic, they'll still get different results, right?
Yeah.
And so basically what we've been able to achieve is that within a space of say 5 minutes, a business who's looking to start a business can get their entire logo, branding, stationery, social media kits, their complete brand kits within 5 minutes. And then they also can print them out, and we can ship them directly to their doorstep. So in a way, a customer, without having to worry about their design as a pain point, can actually get started with on their entrepreneurial journey with us in a space of half an hour, and focus on what's important to them, that is
and,
making
and,
money.
and get the ball rolling. Now, given that
Yeah.
you are Design Hill, what role
Yeah.
does design play in marketing your own business?
I think design plays an extremely, extremely important role in marketing any business today, isn't
Mm-hmm.
it? I mean, we are no different, because if you look at it, any business today has to have an omnipresent, has to be omnipresent today. Whether they have to be on social media, whether they have to be, offline, in their merchandise that their employees are wearing. You have to have consistency in your brand, and your brand design and ethos really play a really big role in making an impression on your customers. I mean, that's how you really, isn't that how most of the users or customers differentiate a good product from a bad product without trying it out?
Mm.
When you, for example, I'll spell it out for you. So if you're walking on a street and you cross a few restaurants, then you're most likely not to enter a restaurant which has a very bad signage, right? You
Yes,
think that,
true.
okay, might not be a great restaurant, even though it might be serving the best food in the world. But you'll reject it at the outset basis on its design, on its branding. Similarly, if you're walking in a grocery store and you were to pick up ketchup bottle and you didn't know which one you wanted to pick up, and in these shelves there are hundreds of them, so you're most likely attracted by the one which is the most appealing, which seems the most elegant. So it's sort of design automatically creates an impression of quality of a superior product, and it creates that first impression in your customer's eyes. So therefore it is really important, and we've seen that shift in customer, in business, in entrepreneurs mindsets also. Like when we started out, not a lot of people were very keen on spending a lot of money or energies into getting consistent branding, getting good quality designs made. But now it's changing because your users are more, because are more educated. Yeah, everybody's competing. The competition is very high today, no matter which industry you are in, and you have to stand out and you have to seem professional. And for that, your design, whether it's your stationery, your business card, your T-shirt, your website, your packaging, it has to be consistent. It has to be top notch. So that's why it's important.
Thank you for sharing. I think it's a good dovetail into my next question. I've always given a lot of importance to colours. Now, in terms of colours, how important are they? I think I know the answer, but how important are they? And can AI technology help us choose the right colour when we're going through this design selection process?
So we are in fact already doing that, with our AI tools, DIY tools. We actually give a lot of colors and preference and recommendations to our customers
Mm-hmm.
based on their industries and their, genres that they are looking to get their designs done for. But that is generally recommended at the stage where they're looking for their logos and initial branding work, right? But if somebody already has a logo and if somebody's already has their branding done and they're coming for a website design or a packaging, then you naturally have to stick to the branding and the colors that you already have in your logo, isn't it?
Yeah.
So to there's that fundamental distinction here. As far as the importance of colors is concerned, to be really honest with you, like I've read hundreds of articles, and a lot of people say that, but I feel that colors are okay, they are important, but maintaining a brand consistency throughout your branding collaterals with your brand colors is more important,
Yeah.
right? Because end of the day, no matter what you say, you pick out any industry, brands have different colors. You have McDonald's, which is red and yellow. You have Burger King, which is red. You might have another store which might have another color. So
Yeah.
it really doesn't matter. Like I wouldn't say that you need to have a particular color for a particular industry or a particular type of business,
Right.
but it's more important to maintain that brand consistency throughout your marketing collaterals and brand collaterals, in your store, in your office, in your shop, wherever it is.
That's some really powerful insight there for everybody who's on the call tonight. Thank you very much for sharing that insight. Now, Rahul, with automation and AI technology being the way that it is and advancing at such a rapid pace, is it still important to have a human connection when dealing with business?
Yes, because it's very subjective to somebody's requirement and needs. I think the landscape has changed in a way that earlier it was not an option to have make use of DIY tools and AI, but now users have that option. But at the same time, it's very subjective because if somebody is really looking for some a customized solution, you know, no matter what we say, AI and machine learning and DIY tools, they'll have their limitations, isn't it? So there'll be a benchmark beyond which you'll not be able to customize something, or you'll not be able to get that uniqueness in your design or something like that. But so the human interaction and the human interface with design, especially, or even with other services, I don't think it can completely be removed.
Mm-hmm.
It will remain there. The only thing the AI and the DIY tools and all these automations are doing is they're bringing more and more people into that space, because in the space where they can make use of good design. I'll explain you how. Because with when you hire a human or a professional, you're going to pay something to them, and quality work will come at a price, right?
Yeah.
You can't expect somebody to design your brochure or a flyer for you for $5 or $10. I mean, if they're telling you that they're going to do it, then they're just fooling around with you, because it's not going to be quality work. But if and there are a lot of people who earlier couldn't afford to pay somebody $100, $200, or $300 for a design. Now this is where DIY tools, AI based tools are coming and improving that underlining quality of design, because their users don't have to pay that much, and they just can make use of these technologies to source quality designs at a very, very affordable price, because there is no human interaction. So I think the way we look at it is we've divided that into two tiers. People who are looking for more customized solution, people who have the budget and the means to spend, they will eventually always opt to work with humans, and especially in the creative space.
Yeah.
Whereas people who don't have that and who want something very quick, very affordable, then for them these tools are what they go for.
That's wonderful to know. Thank you so much. Now, in terms of DIY tools, I'm wondering if you can, I guess, elaborate on what that actually means.
So, DIY, the full form obviously is do it yourself. So what we've done with DIY tools is that we've removed that human connection, especially in the design process. And what we've done is that we've created a number of tools. The latest that we created is called Design Hill Studio. It's a complete, a very easy to use interface. It caters to more than 90 different design categories. So even if you're looking for an Instagram post or story or a planner or presentation, we're building one of the largest libraries of design templates and assets on that tool for users to use. And all that a person really has to do is go in and put in their company name or their own personal invite or just information, type it out, and there will be thousands and thousands of templates or designs that will be available for them to simply download and print or share whatever they want to do. So
That's a wonderful thing, isn't it? It saves so much time.
yeah, exactly. And people don't have, see, we have to understand that there are students in universities or schools, or there are a lot of people who are doing a side hustle or don't have a full-time business, but they still have to get design done, right? And
Yeah.
now they can't afford to keep going out to an agency or a freelancer and keep hiring them and paying them money. So for a lot of these people, DIY tools are the way to go, and they really help them, because we are giving them that that plethora of designs, that variety of designs created by professionals, but they're available as templates to them, so they can just simply edit their information and download them, and they're really high quality, really, really high quality.
Absolutely. I've seen some of the designs on the website and they are fantastic. There's no doubt about that. Now, we touched on the pandemic and the impact it's having on industries. How has the pandemic impacted, I guess, the technology space in the design sector?
I think it's only I shouldn't say that, but it's only been for the better because of the fact that a lot of people have today moved on to doing everything online,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it? I mean, people are not even going to office. Like for example, our team, we've been on a work from home for 11 months now, right? And we
Wow.
don't plan to in our office for the next 6 months at least. So, but we were always a technology company, and I know hundreds of people who've been in offline businesses and other things, and they're still very happy working remotely. And through that, what's really happened is that people have understood that any kind of collaboration or work can be done online. Meetings can be done online. Agreements can be signed online. Design work can be done online, and so any inhibitions or reservations that people had prior to this pandemic, I think those have gone out of the window. People, so it's really accelerated that acceptance and absorption, of getting work done online. And that is where we are sort of, we've also benefited, because a lot of people are today coming, and since we already have a platform, we've built trust among thousands of customers anyway. So we're finding a lot of people who were earlier maybe not so open to the idea of sourcing design work online. Today they are coming to our platform and getting it done. So obviously, so it's had a huge impact for us as well.
a positive one. Now, it's always a fascinating conversation when I talk with people about how the pandemic can be considered a positive in amongst all the tragedy that goes with it. Now, on the positive side, I've heard a lot of employees, not business owners, say, hey, look, it's cost me a lot less to go to work because there's no transport costs, and there's a whole host of benefits. I can start early, I can look after my family, and all these other things. And a lot of them are refusing almost to go back to a workplace because there's simply no need because of
Right.
technology. Can you
Yeah.
see more and more of that happening
We
full
are
time?
seeing that. We are seeing exactly that happening in our organization. I mean, see, you have to understand that, like for example, we are based out of New Delhi, India, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the capital of the country, and obviously the cost of living is higher here. The rents are higher. The transportation costs are higher. Everything is much higher as compared to tier two, tier three cities or, remote areas. And a lot of people that, work for us, they belong to those small towns and cities. So, they migrated again. So during the last 11 months, almost everybody who had come to Delhi or who was here, even for a number of years, they've actually gone back to their towns, and they're really happy because they don't have to pay rent, they're not removed from their families
Mm.
anymore, they don't have to pay for the logistics cost. I mean, just the transportation time that these guys are saving on a daily basis, that's crazy. Because earlier it would take an average person about an hour and a half to reach office, because it's a huge city, and the same would happen in the evening. Now today they're saving those 3 hours. So if you look at it from a work-life balance perspective, from quality of work perspective and efficiency perspective, we've seen tremendous amount of improvement in within our teams and within the employee within our employees. And
Mm.
I think so that's something that is here to stay, and it is not going to be very easy for companies to bring those individuals back, because they know for a fact that today, okay, if they don't if the company doesn't allow them to do it, then the kind of work that they're doing right now, they can do it somewhere else also,
So they
right?
can,
In a
if you're managing by objectives and they're doing an acceptable quality up to standards that you set, why would there be a reason?
And even for companies, it's good, isn't it? I mean, to be really honest with you, when you have about 100, like for example, with us, we have more than 120 people now. So there are no issues that are happening in the office anymore. We know people are focusing on their work because of the tools that we have now. So we know that the efficiency levels are higher. We are able to monitor a lot of stuff around that, and then even for us, the costs are less, right? I mean, the cost of operating through an office. We had a 4 floor office, and it's literally empty now.
Mm.
So there's no electricity that we're paying. There's nothing. So that's there. So but I cannot say that for every type of business, because a lot of people are in the manufacturing space or the hospitality space, and there you can't have that. You can't have work from home culture. So I think the biggest benefit for this, I think the biggest gainers from this are people in the technology space, because we are able to manage and adopt and accommodate very easily, and people are benefiting from that. But I cannot say that for almost for other industries, because I'm sure there are a lot of places where people can't be offline.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I thank you so very much for sharing all of the great insights and points of view that you have with us, Rahul. Now, I'd like to ask you, given that things are changing so quickly and evolving so quickly with technology, I guess presumably in the AI technology space predominantly, what can you see happening over the next decade?
See, for me to predict or say something around that, I don't know if it'll come to bite me back. But the way I look, because technologies are changing exponentially. Every 2 3 years we see a new product come into the market, in every form of life that nobody would have thought about. Like if you just go back 5 years, who would have thought we're going to have Uber, and we're going to have Airbnb and all of these companies, maybe it's 5 6 years back. But so they've changed the landscape completely of industries, and new categories and new industries have been created. So again, so with AI, it is going to make a lot of impact. It is already making a lot of impact. And it's just not AI. I feel that, there's 3D printing, there's additive manufacturing, there's robotics. So there's a lot that is changing now, which is changing the way traditional industries and businesses, are going to be impacted. So we are definitely going to see a lot of change in the next 5 years, 10 years. I feel humans have to adopt, and they have to be very careful about which path they're taking today, because obviously the focus of these companies that are hugely investing into these new technologies are for particular sectors. For example, I mean, yeah, only a few days back I was looking at a documentary and on robotics, and there was they're developing these robots that can actually basically serve food on QSR chains, for
Wow.
McDonald's, for Burger King, and they're making like cocktails and when serving sodas and everything, right?
Mm.
So just think about the impact that can happen, that they can make. Same thing we saw was, because we are in the printing space as well. We print basically all types of merchandise, and robots are now actually knitting T-shirts, printing them, and dispatching them on their own. There's a company in US that's doing it. So if you just think about the amount of workforce that is there, that goes into actually manufacturing T-shirts, I mean, all of that is going to be wiped out, and it's going to have a huge impact on costs in the next 5-10 years.
Mm.
So not only as users, we are going to, there's going to be a lot of change, but even for industries and businesses, you don't want to be blindsided to what is happening around you. And that is why it's really important to be aware about how the landscape is changing, what are the new technologies that are coming up, so that you can be best prepared, or you can then pivot and, change the way you do your business.
Look, you're very knowledgeable. You're very much on the pointy end, as it were. A very passionate individual along with your siblings, and it's a credit to you what you've done with Design Heal. I think now coming to the pointy end of the call, Rahul, when people want to work with you, where are they going to find you, and what is the process when they get there?
It's very easy. I mean, we are an online business, so anybody can find us at www.designhill.com. We offer a range of services, as we've discussed in the call today. So anybody has any kind of a requirement for creative work, design work, or printing work, they can actually use our services, and it's very easy to find. I mean, all the services are very easily laid down on our homepage and on our headers, and they can explore them. At the same time, as I mentioned, we offer 24/7 customer support. So, there's a live chat option if anybody has any queries or anything. We have customer service agents that are there all the time, and they'll be happy to answer their calls. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not a very social person, but I'm available on LinkedIn. So, if anybody has any questions, and if somebody needs any advice or help, I will be more than willing to do that. And they can just reach out to me on LinkedIn. You just have
Thanks.
to type Aggarwal and Design Hill.
Thank you, Rahul. I will be making, as I do with every call, the links back to your wonderful business, designhill.com, for everybody who's been on the call, as well as closing out the call by saying definitely make sure you go and take a look at these designs. They've also got a contest feature there. There's savings. You can use codes that they have available on their site. So make your way over to Design Hill and have a look. With all that being said, Rahul, it's been an absolute pleasure spending some time with you on the My Future Business show today.
Thank you so much, Rick. It was a great talk. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed the call, then make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, share us with your friends, and book your spot on the show at myfuturebusiness.com/interviews. And if you're looking for solutions that will help grow your business, then visit myfuturebusiness.com/shop.